Today let us look into the different types of welded joints which are used to connect two plates. So what is a welded joint? A welded joint is a permanent type of a fixture between two plates. It's unlike a riveted joint or a bolted joint where there is a flexibility to remove the rivets when it is required. Whereas in a welded joint, it is a permanent type, so you cannot remove it. Only by force, only by breaking, we can remove the joint. So it is when two plates or two edges are joined together by the fusion of the two edges. So either we use a filler material which is the same as that of the plate, or with the application of pressure, two joints are welded. So the welding process can be divided into two groups: welding with the help of heat alone, and the welding with a combination of heat and pressure. So when only heat is used, it is called as fusion welding, and when heat and pressure is used, it is called as forge welding. So, in fusion welding, there are three different types. We have the thermite welding, gas welding, and electric arc welding. In thermite welding, an iron oxide and aluminum combination called thermite is used for connecting two plates. In gas welding, a flame is provided in the form when oxyacetylene or hydrogen gas is burnt, and now this flame from the welding torch is applied on the surface of the two plates, and both are joined together. In electric arc welding, it's similar to the gas welding. Here we have an electric arc which is made up of the same material as that of the plate, and this is the filler material, and it is in the form of an electrode, and this is melted and joined or placed between the two plates to be joined together. So there are different types of welded joints. We have the lap joint and the butt joint. Lap joint is also called as a fillet joint. In lap joint, we have the single transfers, double transfers, and parallel fillet joints. So butt joints, we have different types here: the square butt, single V butt, single U butt, double V butt, and double U butt joint. First, we can see the pictures of lap joints. So we have the single transverse lap or the single transverse fillet joint, where we have the two plates connected using lap joint, and only one side we have the welding. In double transverse, on the top and on the bottom, we have the welding done. In parallel fillet, we can see that on the sides of both on the top plate alone, the welding is done. So here we can see the types of butt joints. So we can see square butt, V butt, single U butt. Here, when the thickness of the plate is larger, we go for a double type of butt joint. So we have the double V, the double U type of butt joint. So when the two plates are not parallel to each other and they are at different angles, or they are one over the other, we go for corner joint, edge joint, and a T joint. So here we can see a picture of the single transverse fillet weld and a double transverse fillet weld. So here we can see the thickness of the weld is S, the thickness of the plate is S. Yeah, mostly the welding thickness is similar to the thickness of the plate, to make sure that they are properly welded, and the length of the plate is small l, and the load applied to the plate is represented as P. In the case of a parallel fillet weld, we have parallel welds on both the sides of length L2, and if there is a combination of transverse plus parallel, the parallel fillet weld is L2 and the length of the transverse fillet weld is L1. So here we can see a circular fillet weld. It is subjected to torsion. So here we can see the thickness of the plate is T, or the thickness of the weld also is T. And then we can see the width of the weld is S, and the diameter of the shaft which is connected to the plate, which is subjected to torsion, is small t. So here also we can see the circular fillet weld, where it is subjected to a bending moment. So we have torsion and bending moment acting in a circular fillet weld, wherein a shaft is connected to a plate. So here we can see the torsional moment, and here we can see the bending moment forces. So here we can see a long fillet weld which is subjected to torsion. So here we can see the length of the weld is L, the thickness and the width of the weld, the thickness of the weld is S, the width of the weld is similar to width of the plate, which is T, and then here we can see the torsion T, which is acting along the perpendicular plate attached to the flat plate. So stresses for welded joints. So there are different stresses acting on welded joints. and it's very difficult to determine. So it is because of the homogeneity of the weld material, the stresses, the thermal stresses in the welded parts, and also change in the physical properties due to the cooling and heating of the plates. So stresses are obtained on the following assumptions. The load is distributed uniformly along the entire length of the weld, and also the stress is uniform over its entire section. So here we can see an axially loaded unsymmetric welded section. So we can see the welding is of different, they are parallel welds and they are of different length, LA and LB, and the width where or the space between the axial space where the load acts from the edges of the plate is A and B. A is on the top side and B is on the bottom side. So here we can see the load is acting away from the central axis. It is unsymmetric also. Thank you.